So division, one half of division is in the Zoom room. So first, let me tell you something. I heard this song, like before social media went crazy, I started making this playlist, right? That I called Baylist. And so after, you put a certain amount of songs on a playlist, it starts just playing other music.
Mm.
And I heard If I Get Caught. I said, now hold on. If I get caught cheating, that don't mean that I don't love you. So I was telling my brother about it. My brother broke this down for me and it made sense. Have you heard a woman say the song makes sense before?
Yeah, plenty at this point. I mean, day one, it was a little shaky. There was a lot of girls that were just, it was a lot of outrage and just like, we're so triggered right now. But no, there was always groups of women that were like, he's just being honest. And what's dope about the song is we tested it out for like 5 months before putting this out. I mean, majority of our fans are females. So naturally coming into this, it was a little like, okay, man, it's all girls that listen to us. Like, we got to make sure that we're careful about how we move with this. But it was like a real decision to be like, no, we're gonna start pushing things forward. We can't just stay in this space where artists only give you this or only give you this or only tell you exactly things in the way that you want to hear. Women shouldn't even want a man like that in their life if they're going to be with a man. You want a man that's going to actually sit down and talk to you and actually like progress things. So we've watched people. We sit there and play 10 songs, 5 songs, 8 songs, and every time it hit this song, everybody would burst into argument. Half an hour, an hour in, people are still arguing. And by the end of it, the conversations and the honesty that came to the table is what made us say, this is the song to go with first, because people need to get to the bottom of some things. We're never going to progress until we do. So, yeah, we definitely, by now there's a lot of, I mean, I hear more and more every day. I'm retweeting and finding and screenshotting and saying to our group chats, like just women that are coming out and being like, this song, not only is the song a bop, but I get it now, or I listening to the song and, it's really honest. I don't even know what we were all so mad about a week ago, really, but it's a conversation that I think has been buried because of the emotional attachments to the topic. But now that it's here, it's dope that we can all deal with it as a culture and as, humans.
Right. Because what my brother was saying to me, he was like, just because I go out and I see what it's like doesn't mean that I'm leaving my main lady. That don't mean I don't love her. I was like, but it's stupid. If you loved her, then why would you cheat? But then it brings up this type of conversation here. And he tells me, he's like, my daughter ain't gonna date a man like that. So I enjoyed the conversation. And I'm sure that you've been asked this question a lot. When it came down to the writing portion for this record, what really sparked to say, if I get caught cheating, that doesn't mean I don't love you?
To be honest, the song started there. The song started at that point. That was Jermaine. JD came up with that hook. I walked in the studio, he was already just singing this hook. And I was like, yo, what is that? That's exactly what I've wanted to say my whole life. Like, what's, what is that? And then as he was working on it, because he was in a very like bluesy ballad space with it. And, the other half of Division, the producer half, 19, he was like, yo, what if you make this thing as opposed to making it like the female choirs that we used to do, what if we make it like a bunch of guys? So it shows the universalness and like we can actually, make it feel like anybody can just sing along, because this applies to just anybody. You don't have to be a singer. You don't have to live, whatever it is. This is a human experience. Right. So cool, we did that. And then I sat down and wrote these verses. Now, those verses are being highly misunderstood. Okay.
So now we get into the meat of it. Now you tell us what's being misunderstood.
Okay. I think that people hear the song in general and they think that it's a guy on a court saying, hey, I'm cheating on you, but just deal with that. Cause I still love you, like that kind of thing. And yeah, these verses are me talking about people being in a relationship with somebody that starts to suspect or starts to feel uneasy is what it's really about. It's not a guy that's cheating. It's a guy that's with somebody that's now hit a place where they're worried about whether you are or not. And I start to talk about how everything that attracted you to me is now turning into the things that are creating problems. All the things that you liked are now your insecurities. You know, it's like a guy that comes to date you. If I know you're a woman that, you know, you wear your hair like this, you dress like this, you know, you're beautiful, you know, you like to go out to R&B Wednesday nights and do this and this and this. Now, when I get with you and you dressing the same way you were when I saw you, and you're headed out to go to the R&B Wednesday like you always do, for me to turn around and be like, you know, where are you getting dressed up to go? Oh, you always want to go out, and oh, you know, you're talkative, and it's like, oh, you always want to be smiling in people's faces. That's what the song is talking about. I was fly when you got here. I was charismatic when you got here. Now you're tripping. It's not fair. It's like, I'm exactly, you liked me because I could dress well. Now when I get dressed, I lead. You know, you liked me because I was good looking or funny or cool to be around, good energy. And now when you see that energy outside the house, it bothers you. You're looking through phones, you're checking text messages, you want to be Instagram followers, you're creating, and it's like, okay, cool. Are you looking for a reason to fight, or are you looking for a reason to leave? Because, and why would you leave when, even if hypothetically, if people are not hearing the if in this song, I think on first and second listen, they just go, it's like, when I'm cheating on you, you know, that's what that's what they're hearing. But
that's all they hear.
You know, yeah,
selective hearing.
Exactly. So, you know, I'm saying, if I was to, the reason wouldn't be because all of a sudden I fell out of love with you and I did that. No, the reason would have been I went and did some egotistical, dumb, stupid, selfish stuff. I'm trying not to swear. Selfish stuff.
Okay. This is totally okay. We can bleep all that out. It's good.
Okay, cool. That has led me to going out and doing some things that hurt you. And, you know, it's a lot of times with guys, it's conquering new things. It's finding things to prove to themselves, this and that. It's short-sighted, self-indulgent stuff that is leading us that. It's not, rarely I'll hear from a guy, oh, I don't love my girl anymore, so now I'm decided to go do this. It's just, I went and I did this because there's something internally that I would have been trying to itch, and that's what I went and did. And a lot of women, commonly with women you hear, that, you know, they'd only do that if there was a lack of something, or they emotionally checked out of the relationship. That's when women commonly cheat, is what you hear. But I know there's there's a lot of women that will go against that. And, no, you know, it wasn't that, you know, I had a good man, I had whatever. And I got caught up in a stupid moment, and I did something dumb I shouldn't have done. Or I did something that as soon as I was finished, I regretted it. And that's the thing, that regret that comes, and a lot of guys have that. But as soon as they're done, they're just like, oh, why did I do this? Oh my God. It's because they still care and love their person. They just did something else. And that's what the song is supposed to bring about. The conversation of, okay, if it's not because you didn't love me, what is it?
What is it? What is it? And I think that anybody that's ever been in a situation where their partner has cheated, that's the common question, because that goes into, was it me? Was it something that I didn't do? Something that I did do? But eventually it all goes back to, it was that individual. It was something with them. It wasn't you, it was them.
And that's what the song is about. Immediately, as soon as people get cheated on, it's, what did I do wrong? What's wrong with me? And it's like, no, this had nothing to do with you. You know, people look at high profile celebrity relationships all the time and say, how do you cheat on so-and-so? Look at her. She's so bad. She's got the bag. And every guy in the world understands, because we were like, it had nothing to do with her. He probably feels the exact same way about her. He was chasing something else. There was something inside that she wasn't even a part of the equation.
Right.
In that moment. And, you know, being able to figure that out not only brings out, okay, cool, now we can understand one another, but hopefully makes guys take a look, like, okay, so what is it inside of me that's going on here?
Right.
You know,
Right.
am I just not the type of guy that to be able to do just one? Am I the kind of guy that is, needs to find ways to feel desired constantly that are new? Am I just trying to conquer things? Or am I just, whatever it is? And then you can address it and hopefully bring that to the table and find the right relationship for you.
Perfect. So I'm sure that this has brought up a question about poly relationships too. This particular song, have you had a lot of these same women who are now saying, I understand, have started to bring that conversation to the forefront?
Yeah, I think I've heard a lot of people bring that up, and it's tricky because it's two-sided. Yes, some people do subscribe to that type of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're gonna subscribe to that type of lifestyle, you normally have to be okay with your partner also being in that type of lifestyle, which
Right.
most men and a lot of men are not.
Right.
Right?
Men can't take what they do being
They
done
are
to
not
them.
okay with it because in their minds, in the minds of how men are and we're wired, we feel like, okay, cool. We understand why we do it, why we don't, why whatever. And we also understand why you guys do. And when you guys do, there's something completely else going on there.
That's because men think that women have feelings attached when they do it. That's exactly why men feel like that.
Yeah, men feel like that. And also it's the fact that men naturally were physical beings. And if we're naturally about conquering and discovering new things and this is mine, and all, if that's some embedded nature in us, when another man comes and does that with what we feel like is our prize achievement in life, all of a sudden now the thing that made us feel like a man because I conquered this one, this is me, that made us feel like men. As soon as that gets taken away, you took away our manhood. It's almost like cutting off our manhood. That's what it does to us psychologically. A lot of guys can't deal with that. They could deal with them being able to do because they know that has nothing to do. And they know they don't think of women as you guys are naturally just always like hunters trying to conquer new things all the time. So guys can sit there and play video games. It feel like a video game. A lot of women don't even understand why guys sit there and play video games all day long. And the reason is because we're sitting there like beating level, conquering level. It's some type of wiring thing that's going on.
Yeah, I agree.
I think a lot of guys don't even understand it about themselves, which is again what the song is there for, because it's supposed to bring out this moment where okay, let's take a big long look here. What's going on?
Right. And well, let me ask you this. The album name, have you gotten the album name yet? Because if you haven't, it needs to be called Welcome to Therapy. I'm just telling you.
And you know what? It's the meaning of that is similar to the album name. I'm just not going to give out the album name yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but the meaning of the album name, when you hear the album name, you're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah. It fits with almost the theme, kind of similar to this.
Yeah. Yeah, because honestly, if you think about it, you're being a therapist for men and women, because you're opening up the mind of the man for the woman to actually understand it in terms where we aren't like, what? We're actually sitting and listening, because the song has sparked, Candy made a remix. You have women at first that were like, oh, what the hell is he saying? Da, 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 da. If you loved me, you wouldn't have cheated on me to begin with. And now we're understanding like, well, damn, it wasn't even about us in the beginning. He just had an itch that he needed to scratch. So you have to determine, okay, are you going to keep scratching this itch? Or are you going to move? And if he is, am I going to accept it, or am I going to move on out of, move on out of the way and let him go ahead and get his back scratches together? Yeah,
absolutely. How many relationships do we know, and high profile ones, or I'm dating a certain somebody where it's like, okay, cool, I'm okay with the dirt being on the road, just don't bring nothing to the house, don't let that's the thing with some people
that is,
I can't take any of it. I don't want any of it. I don't want to, whatever you do, just don't let me see it. Don't let me hear it. Don't let me smell it. Some people are like, look, if you do it one time, you're out of here. And the question with those people is, it's like, okay, cool. That's perfectly fine. You can have that that stipulation there. But understand this: if you plan to keep being in this relationship with a man and a woman and whatever else it is, you're gonna leave that man and go end up with another man, which means the wiring is the same under the hood. So what did you gain here? How they move, how they move with it might be different. Women. How they move with it might be different. They might hide it better. They might not be doing it at all. They might deal with their issue. They might have dealt with their internal stuff better. But I'm telling you, the wiring is the same. And this is why guys are like, you leave all everything you're my best friend. You're my this, you're my that. We have a family. And I screwed up. I did something stupid and selfish and dumb and inconsiderate. And yes, but I'm in love with you. Like and that's where you're getting that from men. That's where you guys are hearing that. And it's like, you're going to go now be with another guy. He's wired like me. It's the same thing, which is how, it's just when did we trip or how did we trip or whether we tripped at all.
Us women we can't do that. We just can't function with that. Cause we're just like, so wait a minute. It's like you're telling me the sky is purple. It's like you're telling me, I know I did this, but I'm really in love with you. And as women, we're like, because women, let me not say most, but a lot of women are faithful by nature, you know, and because we are loving creatures, and we really put our all and our hearts, you know, into our significant others. So I think that's where that comes in at. And as women, guess what? We're wired the same, that we physically, we cannot understand it. Like we literally can't understand it. That's why I was excited about this interview today, because I knew that we would get a whole lot out of this interview. So first of all, just run your socials really quick.
Okay. You can catch us at all across all social platforms at Division, which is spelled DVSN.
Okay, perfect. One of the last things, have you gotten any type of response that has made you feel like it wants to change what your follow-up record is going to be? Because I feel this album is going to tell a story.
Yeah, the album is in story form already. We already know exactly what's coming next, because it picks right up, you know, and as a song that, you know, mainly deals with, you know, essentially the ego, you know, it's like, where does the ego get you now? Where does that stuff go? You know, so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, it's one thing to have a good album, right? But it's another thing. See, I'm a DJ too. So I do the 12 o'clock mix here on Power. Mm-hmm. And when I DJ, I like to DJ by telling a story. One song going to the next one. Mm-hmm. It makes, because when you tell a story, you feel it. Yeah. I have a feeling that that's what this album is going to do. And I'm ready.
Yeah. This is that.
Yay. Well, when you come in the city, you got to come by. So we can have you in studio, and everybody 100%. Can really call up and talk to you guys.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'd love to sit there and talk to people about, you know, what's going on and just to hear their perspective on things.
Right. And so in closing, I think this is what a lot of people want to hear, just consensus that I've seen on the internet. Do you feel like this song applies to you? As an individual that wrote it?
That if I was to cheat, that it wouldn't have been because I didn't love the person?
Or the whole synopsis of the whole song.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been in situations where 100%, it's like, okay, you met me as somebody that had a bunch of attributes that you were into and attracted to, and now, you know, it sucks to watch those things become the things that make you uneasy. And I do believe that when somebody cheats, it's not always because they're not in love anymore. It's sometimes people are just have something else going on. I've been through that. I've done that. I've also been on the other end of the spectrum where I'm pretty sure maybe I got cheated on. Or I don't know 100% because you guys are way better at it than we are. But you know, I don't know. But I've seen it from all different perspectives. I've talked to how many people over the course of my life, men and women, and definitely I've come up with that. This is 100% a true statement. Now, am I someone that is pro cheating? No, hell no.
Right, right. Because I definitely don't think that's what you're saying.
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, cheating is wrong, man, woman, young, old, married, unmarried, no matter how you go about it. But what I love about this and what I do stand behind 100% is getting to the bottom of what's underneath these things.
Yep. Unpacking it all.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And I think that'll create a conversation too, that Black people, and I hate to say it, in our community, we got to stop saying that therapy ain't okay, because a lot of the times it'll allow you, as you said, to get to the root of what your problems are and find out why you have that itch. And maybe you can, relieve it.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking time today. I do appreciate you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.